What up, everybody? Late Night Live. This is episode 54. I think we got the whole gang with us tonight. To my right, this way.
That's your left.
Ace of Jacks Media Grounds. Yeah. Well, it's a reverse. Chris, what's up, man?
Not a whole lot. It's been a week.
It's always been a week. You guys always talk about it's been a rough week. I want one of these days you're just gonna say, hey, it's been great. It's been easy. No big deal. No,
not this week.
Well, it's been easy because I put up a I put up a short of the pirate chest I made. You know. That did pretty good.
You need to do more of that. People like people that make stuff.
I know. Maybe I'll become the woodworking guy on Late Night Live, and I'll just work with a lot of hardwood.
Chris the Woodman.
All right. Any games you've been playing, sir?
I actually went back to King's Bounty 2 on my Switch. I'd bought when it first came out.
King's Bounty?
Yeah, King's Bounty 2. It's like an open world strategy.
They made
turn-based RPG. Never heard of the first one, but it's actually a pretty fun game. Spend a lot of money buying your soldiers, and then you go out on the field and you have to send them out to fight, and then they die, and then you go and spend more money to buy more soldiers, and it's an ongoing cycle. So, trying to figure out what soldiers to spend money on so that you can actually win a battle is kind of the point of it. But yeah, it's a pretty good game.
Sounds really exciting.
I mean, it's not as exciting as Balatro, but
Yeah, Balatro?
Yeah, Balatro.
I hear that's a good game. The audience seems to like it. Dathan, did you play any Balatro this week?
Sure did not. I had such a great week. It was
there we go.
Epic week. Said no one ever. It was not a great week. I had to buy a new washer and dryer, so that kind of sucked. So that wasn't very fun, but it is what it is. Gaming wise, what did I play? Star Wars Outlaws. I only got like 20 minutes in. I did play that demo for PlayStation, the Berserker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was good. It's good. It's very Elden Ring-esque. You will die a lot. But I'm getting better at it. The gameplay is actually pretty smooth. It's pretty good. Other than that, that's pretty much it for gameplay. I had a busy week with other stuff, and Chris from Springfield, he came up to hang out on Monday. So that was cool. My week so far. Not too exciting. And that's it. Are we done? We next
Eric?
Move on.
Yeah, next. Eric, did you have a good week, sir?
I can't remember, but probably it was fine. I need to look at my calendar to remember what happened, and I'm not doing that right now.
I know what happened. I got it right here. Look at this.
Okay, yeah, that happened. I tried. Okay, guys, I want to tell you that I genuinely tried to not. I was playing Deponia. Which is an old school point and click adventure game, old school style point and click adventure game from like 12 years ago or something. And I don't know how much time did I put in it? A couple hours, 2.8 hours. And I got to a point in the game where you have to arrange magnets on a board and then press a button and go about, continue the game. But there's a bug in this game on Mac where if you don't do it right the first time, the magnets are frozen in the wrong state and you just can't ever get past it. So I abandoned the game. I'm just done. I went back to Balatro. That's what happened. But I tried. I'm sorry.
Well, you got a 7 billion score right there. That's
Yeah,
pretty impressive.
I mean, it's better than all of you, but is it good? Is it like objectively good? I don't know.
I think it's good.
I feel good about it.
Chris, what's your high score?
My highest was 40,000 so far.
Okay. And
I screwed up. I had the Joker that every time you use any cards outside of the face cards, King, Queen, Jack, it adds a multiplier, and I had that one up to a multiplier of 78, and I accidentally hit a queen, threw it up there, and wiped it all out.
Yeah.
there you go. Olikrin says you found the problem.
Yep. I mean, that's one of the problems, sure.
Travis,
He's not
how are
wrong.
you, sir?
Good evening. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
Any gaming last week?
Yeah. After the podcast, I started playing Balatro, and I just finished to join the podcast. I would say that after 7 days, I'm due for sleep, but I'll probably, on the way to unwind for bed, decide that I'll play a couple hands of Balatro. And
That's a lot of
See you
Balatro.
guys next
Well,
Friday.
I thought you were saying you hadn't gone to sleep because you were playing so much Balatro.
That is what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got the reminder to join the podcast, and I finally quit. There is something about that game.
It is good, right? Like
No,
it's
it's not good.
I want to share.
It's not good. It's addicting.
I finally won a. Is this a run or a hand or whatever this is?
A run. You
Yeah,
run.
you
run.
You want to run. Finally, you want to run.
I got the runs. I got a run.
Yeah.
Alas,
Yeah.
poor Yorick. You got one of the legendary jokers there.
I mean, one of my friends asked me if it
Yeah.
was a good game, if he should get it. And I said, it's not a good game. It's
But you
just
should.
addicting.
But you should get it.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
it's I don't know why it's so addicting, except Eric kind of summarized it best last week when he said it's like when you're bored at work and you play solitaire. And then all of a sudden your shift is over and you're like, oh, okay, sweet, I get to go home.
Right.
But with Balatro, you're already home. So
But with Balatro, you're already home. Yeah. I mean, it's not a good game. And it is. Eric earlier this week said that, you there are many hands in solitaire that you can't win. And we just accept that. We're like, okay, well, you couldn't win that game of solitaire, right? You just couldn't. Balatro is like that. And that's not good gameplay. What saves Balatro is the fact that it's not multiplayer. So there's no balancing needed. But if this was like you against somebody else, they would have to issue so many balance patches nonstop, right? But it doesn't stop me from playing it. Yeah.
You don't want to know, Cyan. Just stay out of it. Don't get involved.
It's $15.
Sounds my new favorite person.
That's the other thing too. It's kind of like it's so cheap. It's like, well, why not give it a try? That's what happened to me.
And my question, and this is an open question, I asked Travis this already, but how many $15 games have you sunk more time into? I think that's a valid metric.
I don't think it is.
Vampire
That is
Survivors.
loaded.
Vampire Survivors.
How many hours?
Oh, I'm like probably 30 hours.
Okay. I have Vampire Survivors, and I don't have 30 hours. Balatro, 38.1 hours. I'm not proud of that. Not proud of
But the thing is that that's unfortunately not a fair question because, like I said, I paid $2 for. Was that right, Dathan? Did we get it for $2 or $3?
I mean retail. What was the retail price? Forget
It
about
was it was $2. $2.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter though. I can't say that retail for your argument. I can't say that matters.
It does matter because
But it
Bellagio is only
doesn't.
going to go on sale 5 years from now or whatever, 2 years from now, it's 9 months from now or whatever. So we're doing an apples to apples. It's a newish game. When's the last newish game that you spent $15 on that you played this much? That's my apples to apples comparison. You don't have to like it.
But it's not fair. So it's a stupid.
Life's
It's a
not
stupid
fair.
question.
The world's not
No, I
fair.
mean it's a stupid question.
Jeremy's dad
It's
taught me
loaded.
fair comes once a year.
It's a loaded question.
Okay.
So I'm not going to dignify
Ask,
with a response.
ask a better question.
Eric,
Pose a
I got
better
a question.
How good is it? That's
It's
a fair
bad.
question. Of
It's
all the
addicting,
games,
but
of
it's
all the games
bad.
that you've played, where would you rank it? That's a fair question, right? Like especially maybe even for like the amount of time you've spent in it. What would you give it at? Or even
okay.
a better question, what makes this game so dang good that people keep spending hours into it? And what does it say about last year's reviews? Or I'm sorry, last year's releases that this was in the top 5
Oh, yeah,
of
most-
every list of game of
Most
the year.
games, most games have been shite. I think. That's
Yeah,
what it is.
I mean that's actually the bigger question and the more appropriate question. Now,
we-
do I think this game is worth $15? It depends on if you're okay with that mechanic. I know my friend Chris would freaking hate it because he would get so infuriated that the game design allows you to have absolutely unwinnable situations that skill can't get you out of.
yeah, it's us. We're all signed in and watching our own
Yeah,
stream.
that's right.
Don't judge
Exactly.
us.
Now just
Eric-
watch the Bellagio hot takes will go viral, right? Because everybody loves this game except me, apparently.
You
It's like
play
my
it.
review of
Dathan
Elden
hates
Ring.
the game. You play it. You can't.
Well,
say that.
Dathan hasn't tried it, right?
Mhm.
So that's not quite fair. I mean, I guess it kind of is. You can hate heroin and not have to try it. Don't
Yeah,
do
yeah,
drugs,
yeah,
kids.
yeah.
So yeah, you know.
Eric, how long does it take you to get a legendary Joker? Like,
Oh yeah, that's a good
Random.
question.
It's random.
Yeah,
like how
it
many
is-
times
it's
have you
random.
gotten one? Like a lot, or
I've gotten one once.
at least twice, maybe 3 times, at least twice, 2 or 3 times.
Jokade's here.
At Jokade, it was top of the list for Game of the Year.
Yeah, you guys are all tipping your hands that you didn't watch the Game Awards, but it's cool.
Not
We
only the
covered
Game
it on this
Awards, but
show.
people don't listen to us. They just tune
Nobody-
in, try to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Well, we're the 5 people. We're the 5 viewers. You know, I have it up on my PC over here.
Oh, and I in all everyone's saying they spent $15 on this game. I went and bought the Switch version, which was
What?
30.
What?
Physical copy, 30
They
bucks.
upscale you there? They upcharge you for the Switch?
Yeah, I had to get the Switch version because, like, kind of that's where it's at, right?
So thus far, I think the game costs the same. Elite Green has a point. As what was that game that I told you I played, Eric? You know, because you should take notes on everything I say.
the
Apparently, the Across the Obelisk.
Yeah. Yeah.
That game I think I paid $15 for, and I've played more than Bellagio.
Okay.
And I think it's a card based, you know, I guess it's not card based, but it's a similar mechanic, except it's multiplayer. So that's why I played that game more, because my friends were like, play this game, and then I buy it, and then we play it for 33 hours, and then they go, hey, I'm done playing this game, go get this new one. Because, you know, they had it a week more than I did.
Now I'm being attacked.
Anyway, hey guys, so I think we got a good show for you tonight. Something was announced. I guess we'll talk about it. And then there's some stuff going on with Sony again. I want to get to some comic book news that's not too good.
Mm-hmm.
And there was some stuff with Hasbro today too, which I don't think was that impressive. But oh, geez, what's going on now? I don't know. Late night gets a little
Subscribe.
crazy.
Subscribe.
Yeah. So So all right. Let's just get to it. Let's see. Here it is. So I guess this was announced. Should I mute this, or do you guys want to hear the music?
Super anticlimactic announcement, right?
Yeah, mute it. It's not worth it. Spoiler alert.
You didn't like the announcement. I want to hear everyone's opinion on it because, like,
I mean, I wrote it on Discord. I'm not impressed with their innovation or lack thereof. I should say.
Yeah, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah,
but they
it's just
don't need
the same
to
but
innovate.
more. Nintendo doesn't need to innovate. They by design they pick underpowered hardware, right?
Yeah.
And supplement the underpowered hardware with innovative gameplay. That's what they've always done. And they're not doing it. It doesn't look like they're doing it. This is like I said in Discord. This is a small evolution. It's not a revolution. Right?
Everyone join the Discord, by the way.
There's no light gun. There's no motion sensing. They probably got rid of the IR sensor, which was the one thing you probably could have done some cool stuff.
No,
with.
there's going to be 2 IR sensors
Okay,
now.
cool.
There's going to be one in each Joy-Con.
Well, fine.
But look,
okay.
it's got drifting.
It's drifting.
The mouse thing right there was the innovative part. You missed that, Eric.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't have a mouse in my house. That's very innovative.
Here's the thing,
but
though.
you've never
Like,
had one that attaches to your screen, do you?
like, what did we want though? Like, I wanted a system that could play all our Switch games we own, right? Like,
I wanted
this
to
number
one. This
one.
one should do, right? Yeah, that's good.
I wanted
like-
something new.
you want something brand new.
Well, like the Wii. The Wii was exciting because it did something different. It zigged when that's what Nintendo does. They zig when everyone else zags. Everyone else, when the Wii came out, was ramping up power, more
But
power.
if
more
you're
power.
making a lots of money, do you want to completely stop making all that money and completely shift onto something else and take
That's-
a risk?
That's what Nintendo has always done. They've always done that. Let's put
Well-
3 handles on your joystick. They were the first ones to do that.
What if
But they
announced,
from the Nintendo to the Super Nintendo, was that a big risk that they
It
took?
felt
I
like
mean,
it was when we were younger. I thought it did, and I didn't even have any of these consoles. But I thought that the Super Nintendo was rad, like compared to what the Nintendo did. It felt revolutionary to me.
Yeah.
Did they innovate with the Virtual Boy?
I would say the innovation that they did, yeah. Well, the Virtual Boy, sure. Like I said, it wasn't all wins, but they're trying different things. Virtual Boy is something radically different. It failed. It was cool. It was a cool attempt. Mine still works, by the way. But yeah, okay. The innovative thing I think that they did with the Super Nintendo would have been the what was that called? The Star Fox chip, the 3D effects or something.
Yeah, putting it on the game itself, or
Um,
well, they were going to put it in the console, right?
yeah, they couldn't put it in the console, so they stuck it
Yeah.
on the game board itself.
Yeah.
And might have been the first 16-bit. I don't know. Chat will correct me if I'm wrong. 16-bit 3D system. I don't know if that's true, but it seems like it was at the time, at least widely available. Yeah, I don't think
Pretty
Sega was
rad.
doing that.
Yeah, 3D. I believe that's right. Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of was wondering this. Maybe they innovated in the fact that did they announce price point? I don't think they did, right?
No.
Nope.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
notice how they
see-
didn't announce any tech specs either.
No tech specs, right? Either. And I thought maybe the way that they're going to innovate is they're going to just keep it priced really low and comparatively, right?
Mhm.
And just offer something new that people can afford
Yeah.
that isn't a technical marvel, so maybe it's more of a toy at that point, right? It's just accessible and everybody can get one. That would be innovative in a way, Eric.
Yeah, but that's not new. I don't think for them, for Nintendo.
Is it not for Nintendo? Are they always pretty inexpensive consoles?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. They tend to be on the cheaper side
Well,
relative
that's good then.
relative
you
to
know.
Xbox.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that too. Like, if you want the original Switch, maybe this Christmas or whenever after this launches,
Mhm.
it'll be a good deal. I don't know if maybe
the OLED.
retailers won't want to carry it anymore. I'm not sure.
But I mean, Dathan, you predicted this, right? Like you said that you thought it would just be the OLED version of the Switch.
Yeah, this whole Nintendo thing was basically, here you go, leave us the F alone, and then come back
Yeah.
in April and we'll talk about it.
You guys
Right.
That's what this was.
talking
That's
about
all-
exactly what it was going to look like. They had it down to a T,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and we were showing it last week. Like, this is
Right.
what it's going to look like. These are the features.
But
We're
I
like,
thi-
no,
think
I don't
Eric-
want to
I
hear about it. I don't want to talk about it right now. It's not official.
I think Eric is spot on when it comes to innovation because that's what Nintendo is known for. Think of all the things they had. The Power Glove. They
Mhm.
had
Robbie
the.
Robot.
I think they were one of the first to have the wireless controllers back in the day, where you had to have a sensor.
Wavebird,
They had the board thing where you had to move your hand across it, and the headset that you had to yell fire or
That's terrible. I had that.
You could yell at anything. You could
Yeah.
yell.
But the light gun,
The light gun.
the
and stuff like that. This
portable gaming. I mean, the Game & Watch portable gaming. It was underpowered hardware. That's Nintendo. But anyway,
But I mean, it is what I thought it was going to be. Just an overpowered Switch. It's not going to play every Switch game.
They did say that too. Like they kind of backed into that, right? Where they're like, not all of them will work, but most will.
It'll probably play most, but
Yeah.
I saw
It's not going to play your Labo. Do you have the Labo?
yeah, I was going to ask.
Yeah, because the Labo uses the infrared, and it doesn't look like the infrared is on the controllers this
Same
time.
controller.
Now, did they didn't say how big the screen
The
is
IR
going to be
sensor
either,
is
did
in
they?
both. What's that?
They didn't say how big the screen was going to be either, did they?
no. There were no specs.
tech.
Nothing at all. They just show the image of it looking like it's relatively bigger, right? So that's
bigger
where
than the
that
original,
goes.
but Meatball's asking the same question if it's bigger than the OLED, and I
Is
have
the
an
OLED
OLED.
larger?
The OLED's larger.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't tell how much larger it is
Yeah.
than the original to compare it to the OLED, so I don't really know. But it doesn't look that much larger.
look right
larger
here.
than an OLED if it is.
It's a little bigger.
I mean, in chat had it right though. We'll just buy it anyway, so whatever.
I don't know, man.
No, it's like, I don't know. Like, you guys are nuts. I think this is amazing. This is exactly what I want.
What are you amazed by?
I
Point to the
wanted
thing
a
that
more
amazes
powerful
you.
Switch. I wanted something that could compare with the Steam Deck, but I also can play my whole library of Switch games that I own. And, we needed 4K on the Switch. That's what I wanted.
Oh, I don't know if it'll do 4K.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to do 4K docked for sure.
Get a Steam Deck and emulate Nintendo Switch. What problem solved? You can do that now.
No.
You can do that tomorrow.
What's going on, Ichabod Crane? Saw you playing NBA Jam earlier tonight.
Here we go. This is what I'm excited about: is the drifting.
No. And there's also another USB port on the top. We don't know exactly what that's for yet either.
No, that's
So
true.
maybe there is something that Nintendo hasn't announced yet.
Maybe
It's like-
you can plug into another Switch too and play head to head like you could with the original Game Boy. What am I supposed to be excited about?
Okay. Well, are you going to buy one?
We'll see. I didn't buy a Wii. We'll see.
But you did buy a Switch, original Switch.
No, I bought an OLED Switch.
Yeah,
I
I
skipped,
guess
I
the
skipped
OLED.
the original until the OLED.
Switch
came out.
one.
See,
whatever. You know what-
I've got a launch day Switch, so I'm kind of like, yeah, it's time for me to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
long in the tooth, yeah, but
And the
OLEDs
fact that
are
I'll still be able to play the original Switch games, not only the physical but the digital ones I've bought, is to me is
Yeah.
kind of like, that's a great thing,
Yeah, that's good for you.
because even with the Xbox and PlayStation, they limited some of the digital ones you could play.
Mhm.
So
Meatball Saucy, does the ROG Ally have a Switch cartridge reader? I don't think so.
he
So
can
it
build
cannot
one.
play my whole library.
Meatball's gonna build one.
I just counted the other day. I just reached over 150 physical Switch games. I don't know where you guys are at, but that's
Not
a
that
lot.
high.
That's
That
a
is
lot for me.
That is a lot. That's actually stunning, I think.
Soundboard.
Yeah.
Soundboard. Where's the soundboard?
This one?
no, you should have gone with the VHS porn collection one.
Yeah, that's
Oh, I got that one too here somewhere. Good.
We can get into our VHS porno collection, you know.
But Eric, here's a question for you. So Metroid Prime 4 comes out as a launch title with Switch 2 here.
Okay.
Would you play Metroid Prime on your OLED, or would you want to play it on this if it's upscaled to 4K?
I don't care about that stuff.
You don't care. You just wanted to play the game.
I just want to play the
Whatever.
game. Yeah, I genuinely do. I
Well,
game
he
on a
doesn't
Mac and a
because he
Switch.
doesn't. Yeah, he
Do I
doesn't
seem
have
like a
TV.
performance guy? I
Right.
don't care.
Yeah, Eric doesn't have a TV to game it on, so he would just be holding it handheld, and that's not big enough of a display to care
Oh
about.
wait,
4K.
Eric doesn't own a TV.
I don't own a television.
No television.
We had this conversation about a month ago. Remember?
Eric cannot find
I must
one
have
that's not
zoned out.
made in China.
No, that's not true. If I'm going to game on a big screen, I've
He
got
has a
my projector.
1980s Toshiba.
I've got the Trinitron
That's right.
Pretty.
Yeah,
27-inch,
made in Japan
made in Japan.
to go with your Mazda.
That's right.
No, I
Ichabod
don't know.
says, I hope the Joy-Cons are sturdier. I bought a ton of them, but the actual Switch console got busted up and fixed by Nintendo and still works great. Yeah, my Joy-Cons, my original ones busted too. So they did announce we need to eliminate the stick drift. We need the magnets and the what do you call that, Chris?
It's the Hall effect.
Hall
Hall
effect
effect.
sensors.
Yeah.
So
Hall
hopefully
effect,
that's in there. Again, we don't know any of the tech specs yet. But yeah, the drift was bad. Yeah, Zenith. Everyone had a Zenith.
Maybe they'll have streaming to where you can stream from so you don't have to hook it up to HDMI to a display.
That'd be cool.
Maybe that's what the USB port is
And
for.
also, there's that other button on here, which we think is the chat or community button. Looks like you'd be able to actually message somebody, send them to a
Innovation.
Yeah.
Well,
so
that is-
I can message somebody through their 12-digit friend code or whatever it is and try to find that.
Hopefully, it's easier than that. Yeah. We got an incomplete picture here. I feel like you guys have just like rushed to judgment a little bit. Like,
I feel like you've rushed to judgment. You're like, this is awesome.
wow.
What's awesome about it?
It's exactly what the fuck I wanted.
Okay. Have higher standards for yourself.
I guess
It's not
so,
for
man.
himself. It's for Nintendo. His standards for Nintendo are lower than yours.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if you love the Switch, then I think this is a perfect announcement. To be honest, like, because you don't want to messing with something that you love, right? You want Metallica to make Master of Puppets every album.
Yeah,
That is what you
Nintendo
said.
is not a
There's a reason they
stupid
don't.
company. They want to make money. The goal of any business is to make money. Am I right? You want to make the most amount of money as you can.
Yeah.
You want to appease your stockholders. You want to make everyone happy. You want to make money.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to stop by completely scrapping what they did.
I'm
with the
not the
Switch
target
generation.
audience for this. That's all I'm saying. This isn't me. This isn't directed at me. I'm not the target audience
Okay.
for
It
most
is.
mainstream
Actually,
stuff.
you are the target audience.
You will buy one.
It plays the dumb Nintendo games that you go on and on about how they're awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Metroid, it's Zelda, blah blah. Okay, so it's got that. It will be not made in China.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah,
It's got Eric,
I'll-
your name written all
I'll
over it.
buy one when they have a Switch 2.5 like they did for Switch. Sure.
Yeah, that
Or
part's true.
5
Yeah.
years down the road, I'll get
Well,
one.
you're allowed to do that because you waited to get the OLED.
I did.
But to say that this isn't your thing, it is. That's why you're so mad about it.
Okay. It's my thing and I'm mad about it.
Yeah, that's right. That is the statement. That's actually what the title of today's show should have been. It's Eric's thing and he's mad about it.
Okay. That's fine.
But Dathan was right. If they release Metroid as the first game, then you'll be like, oh, especially if they make it exclusive to the Switch too, because
They
the
won't.
other one
If
doesn't
they
have
do, I
horsepower,
will
too.
force buy it. But no, they're not
Yeah.
going to do that.
Did you hear that, Nintendo? If you want one sale,
If you want one,
make it exclusive. See, now you screwed everybody over
yeah.
because now they're going to be like, aha, I heard Eric.
We got
and
him.
I heard him loud. We got
Yeah.
him. our biggest critic.
Chris, are you buying one?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Nathan, are you buying one?
I don't know. We'll see. I need to
Really?
see. I need to see what launch is going to be with it.
Hesitation.
What if it has Metroid 4 at launch and Mario Kart 9?
If it has Metroid
And-
at launch, not launch window, launch. Launch window is always quarter. So let's say this launches in June. It's got to be the June, the third quarter. So it has to be launch day. Yeah, I probably would. If there was a Mario Kart or there was a Metroid Prime 4. I did hear rumblings. Take it with a grain of salt about a Breath of the Wild remaster. We'll see if that actually is true.
Yeah. There was some rumor about that. Elden Ring on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's Travis's favorite game, so maybe that'll get him there.
Well, I still need to play Zelda. Those two games, if I could figure out a way to not have to hook it up to my TV to play, and not play on the handheld, then I need to get in and play Zelda, because everybody says that game is awesome.
Chris, Ichabod wants Smash Brothers. Didn't the guy that was working on Smash Brothers? He's not doing it anymore, is he?
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? But like,
I know
that's
exactly who you're talking about. 'cause he
that's.
was the
I think
creator of
he's not.
Kirby too.
Yeah, I don't think. I think Smash Brothers probably not in the cards, unless they have some completely new team doing it, which is
Hey,
possible.
Yeah.
Dathan,
Sakurai.
with you as a
Sakurai.
collector, like, I'm curious, like, this is just an honest question, like, with you as a collector of things, Nintendo and all that stuff, like, does that doesn't compel you to go get stuff like at launch?
Well, I think I don't know. It's hard to say. It depends.
Yeah.
I picked up the OLED at launch because it had Metroid Dread with it, and it played fantastic with it. I got the original Switch because Breath of the Wild launched with it. So it's hard to say. I did hear rumors that this might cost upwards of $500. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't like this. I don't like the little peg things that the Joy-Con slide into at all. I don't like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I see those getting broken in the first couple of weeks by some kids that are just slamming it in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there's still. I think there's more unknowns than there are knowns with this as of right now. I mean, we'll know April 2nd with everything on pre-orders and all that fun stuff. So now,
by the way, April 2nd, it's like going to come out the day after April Fool's Day. Like, are we going to take anything seriously right then? Like, that's I don't know. That's a bad launch day.
Well, it's Japanese, so they don't know April Fool's Day. Right? Like, that's an American thing. But so then the other question I had was, don't these things always with Nintendo, don't they always have exclusives? Like, isn't that how they sell the new console? Or do they typically make everything now backwards compatible? Like, don't they need launch titles that are just going to be exclusive to Switch 2?
Nintendo is notoriously bad about doing stuff that's not compatible.
Okay.
I think they've done some, like, you could play. They port stuff. Like, I'm thinking, like, if you had the Game Boy Advance and you wanted to play old Game Boy games, you had to get like a weird adapter. And
yeah, well, that's what I was wondering. Is like, so because Eric, I think you had said that they won't make or maybe you said it, Dathan, that you don't think that they will make Metroid Prime sequel inexclusive to the Switch 2, like that it would work also with Switch. But don't they do that though to sell consoles?
I think that it would be available, because I don't think the Switch, the OG Switch, I don't think the lifespan of that's going to be. I think it's going to be around for a few more years.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be going away right when this launches. So they are going to have games that are going to come out, kind of similar to what they did with the Switch and the Wii U.
Yeah, right.
because they
Because
still had
you could play Zelda. Yeah.
yeah, they still had Zelda and I think a few other games. I think they're still releasing games on the Wii. I think they're like the Dance Dance games. I think they're still coming out with those.
Mm.
But back to Ryan's point when he said that, because you could play GameCube games on the Wii, I think, couldn't you?
Yep.
So
How?
Yes,
The-
that's
the
true.
First Wii, they got
Yeah.
rid of the control ports for the second generation.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
not on the
but
Wii U
the-
for sure.
the like the launch Wii's, you could play GameCube and you could actually plug in the Game Boy adapter on the GameCube. I think Eric has one. So they made attempts to make a lot of this stuff compatible so that you were able to play older games and stuff like that, with the exception of the OG NES to Super Nintendo. That was not going to happen.
Mhm.
That was a huge upgrade.
They've never had an online store like they do now, and I
Okay,
know they
so
had
that
they
you
had
think is the difference.
they had an online store with the Wii U, or I guess they did the Wii too, but it's nothing like it is now. And those games didn't carry over, if you remember. If you bought Wii games, well, the Wii arcade, the Wii NES classic games, like I remember buying a whole bunch of those.
They're on the
Any of
Wii
those-
or whatever.
Yeah, did any of those come over with you? No. So what they've said is if you bought stuff digitally on their store, on the Switch storefront, it should be there. So
Mhm.
Meatball says he has 60 Switch games on his handheld, so you should be able to re-download them theoretically if it's compatible and you didn't get the Labo stuff.
I don't have a ton of games, honestly, for Switch. I have maybe 20.
I don't know either. I think I've got maybe like 30 or so, give or take a few.
I think it's the system to collect, because there's just so many. You can get a lot of cheap ones, and it's like they're not on disc. They're just little cartridges. They're not going to scratch.
I just don't have the space for it. Like I
Mhm.
don't even know. I don't know where I'm going to put.
While we look at all your
750
stuff you got back there.
I don't know where I'm going to put 750 red cases, and it's just too much red, to be honest. Like
That's a
looking
lot
at
of
all
red.
that. So I'd rather look at
Man.
the glory of gray carts. To be honest.
Gray plastic.
Very eye appealing. It's soothing, and it makes you
It is less angry. All of that red, yeah.
angry. It makes you humble. You know, it's
Mhm.
good. It's good.
I'm reading it.
How many left? 125?
Oh no, I got 2 more this weekend. Let me check what my list is. I got a couple more on Monday and Tuesday.
Where'd you get them?
I actually got one on eBay, and then I got one with Chris when we went out to go shopping.
Cool.
I'm at 534, and I have 143 left.
143.
Yeah, try and get to the 100 mark by the end of the year if I can. I think I can. I'm going to a bunch of gaming expos, so I think I can make that work.
Do you have Robotech Macross Saga HD?
I don't have that one. I do have the Game Boy Advance game, Robotech Battle something. Oh no, Battle Cry is the one for GameCube, which I also have. So I need to get that one, I guess. Okay. By Robotech.
You need to get a lot of stuff.
Make a list.
I tend to think, Saiyan says here, developers can start making more modern games. I kind of feel like Nintendo has held back this last year, especially on anything good to come out. Like, what came out good last year? I mean, that Zelda game, I don't know. That was about it, really, right? Nothing too crazy. So I
Didn't
think,
No, that was the year before.
yeah, that was the year before.
Well, there was Mario Luigi Brothership that came out this last year.
I didn't buy it. No, I
Mario
wasn't
RPG.
interested in it.
Mario RPG.
Mario
was last
RPG
year.
was the year before. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, wasn't there a Mario RPG that came out this year?
The remaster. That was last year, though, right?
That was last year, 2023.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah,
20?
I remember it. I beat it. That was a good one.
Well, wasn't there the other one, Seven Doors? or Thousand Doors that came out this last year too.
I thought that was 2 years ago.
What an ugly thing to say.
Who was that in reference to?
All of you.
Okay.
No,
What an
Paper
ugly
Mario
thing
the
to
Thousand
say.
Year Door came out May 23rd, 2024.
Well, I didn't buy it.
That was the remake, so
Whatever.
There
We can
was-
revisionist
there was that
history.
one, but it does feel like it was probably like 3 years ago or 2 years
What are
ago.
you talking about?
I was there. God damn it. But yeah, I appreciate everyone's got different opinions, and we're talking to gamers. It's always interesting to hear about everyone's experiences because we all enjoy video games, but we're all different in how we enjoy them, what we collect, what we play. Everyone's kind of like, I got a different story, history, and I enjoy hearing everyone's different takes because everyone here on this panel's got a different kind of gaming background and what they enjoy, and it's very interesting.
And some of those opinions are objectively wrong, and that's fine.
Right. So, anyway. Oh, Meatball's going to bed. Thanks, Meatball. Meatball, you need to come to our next pinball thing for sure.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of pinball, I'm going to be in Vegas this weekend, and I'm headed to their pinball museum, which I'm told is pretty garbage now. I will let you know. I will let you know.
I hear you got the Pinball Hall of Fame.
Pinball Hall of Fame,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I heard they it's not on free play. You got to bring your quarters in there.
Yeah, you do.
So no,
I'm
have
sure you
fun.
take lots of pictures or video or stuff so we can check it out for next week.
I heard they don't let you take video in there, but
Well, it must be bad then if they're not going to let you take any video.
yeah.
I went there in like 2008, I think, but it was they have a massive warehouse now, I think, is where they're at.
Yeah.
It used to be in this not small, but this tiny little building where they had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I'm told that a lot of the machines are in disrepair or flat out don't work, and there's no like storage space. So he's just storing just random bits of pieces of machines and boards and stuff.
Yeah,
on the
that's not good.
floor.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm told.
If you got non-working stuff, you need to be able to find a way to bring it to your back room or whatever. Place it with something else.
Well, did you get your tetanus shot before you go?
I did, actually.
Okay.
Good.
So you should be good as long as you don't scratch yourself on anything too bad.
I want to talk about the Sony canceling some games. Do you guys hear about this?
Yep.
Bend Studios. Do you guys ever go to Bend?
Yeah.
Go hang out at Bend Studios. And
Is it in Bend, Oregon?
Yeah, it's in Bend.
Oh. Okay.
They're a PlayStation studio.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And Blue Point. I don't know where's Blue Point is based out of Texas. Both these studios were working on a live service project, and it looks like the rumor is Blue Point was working on a God of War live service game, and they were both canceled recently. Travis, would you have played a God of War live service game?
I don't know. I don't know. I never thought that I would play a stupid low budget, low res card game. I thought
Right.
now that I'm no longer working, tech support or whatnot in a call center, I wouldn't play solitaire anymore. But lo and behold, here I am.
Here we are. I'm with
Yeah.
you, Cyan. Live service. Get rid of it. It's garbage.
So, I mean, when you say live service, what does that qualify as? I've
Like,
kind of
so
lost
Hell-
track of like.
Helldivers 2 is live service.
But
Fortnite's
I haven't
live
played
service.
it. So, like, what defines a live service game? One with
So
just
live
add-ons?
services essentially they'll constantly change.
There's like
Um,
seasons. They call
Oh,
it.
like
seasons.
Diablo is.
Yeah,
there's a roadmap for the whole for your season. You gotta reach once you do so many kills or whatever, you get a level and you unlock some gear.
Yeah,
But
I
there's
would probably
like some
play it.
really cool gear way off in the distance. You got to keep grinding.
Yeah,
But-
I would have
but it's
probably
like-
played it.
How,
Yeah.
how would a God of War live service game work? Does everybody get to play as a Kratos? Is there
Would
like
it be multiplayer?
18?
It would almost have to be, right? Isn't that what
Yeah.
makes live service games fun, right? Well,
Yeah.
what the appeal is that you're kind of just grinding to compete on a leaderboard, right?
So,
It's really
yeah,
interesting to think about. They were doing a God of War live service game. Like I honestly can't wrap my head around it.
What I think is interesting is that, like I was talking about a couple weeks ago, I started the Valhalla, right? And what Valhalla hit home for me was actually how good the combat is in God of War. Because when I was playing God of War, you're getting the whole experience that is, I think, a great experience. And so the combat, you kind of just get used to, and it's just kind of a means to an end. And the combat isn't all that, I don't want to say challenging, but it's not, you can play it one way. When you do the Valhalla DLC, you flip around and do all the different stances, all the different combat types. The combat, it really showed me like how good the design was for the combat in that game. So if the live service focused on that and kind of made more out of the Valhalla DLC, because Valhalla DLC was just free DLC, so it's limited, understandably, maybe it would have been really cool. Like maybe it would have been addicting and fun to do, in the same way that people get addicted to Diablo and games like that. I personally didn't get addicted to Diablo in that way. I beat it, and then they started doing the seasons, and I honestly didn't see any point to it. I was
Diablo
like, okay,
4?
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
so you click on some stuff, call it a day.
I was the same way.
Yeah. Now that being said, I do want to play the expansion for Diablo 4 because I've heard that's really good. So,
What's up, Galaga guy? Galaga guy, did you
You
get the
missed
new
it.
carpet in? We're all excited to see what you do with your arcade space, buddy.
Yeah, are
So
you-
I don't
are
know. To
you-
answer your question, I think I would play it. Now that we've talked through it, I think I'd at least give it a try.
Yeah.
What's it gonna hurt?
Wing Gundam Zero, what's up, man? Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, unless you're the kid, unless you're Atreus, then I don't know if I'd be into it.
Right.
Like when they've talked about how they're going to expand it out. Well, the rumors have been that they might expand out the story where you focus, one branch focuses on Atreus is the kid's name, right? And one on
Yeah.
Kratos. Like if it does that, I don't know if I will play any of the Atreus stuff.
I watched some video that said this is the arc of games in general. The the protagonist who lost his wife and he's angry and he goes out and avenges his wife or whatever, and then he finds the young girl that he's taking care of and grows a beard and becomes the daddy protagonist, and then everybody likes that, and then the next iteration is him raising whoever that progeny is into the next version of.
You're describing
of him.
Chris's life story. He grew the beard. He had a
And-
son.
Yeah,
That's
now
what
your son's
happened.
gonna take
So
your
what
spot.
games aside from God of War did that?
What's up, Mike
Last of
Awkward.
Us, right, was the one he was pointing at.
Which one?
Last of Us.
Okay, so 2. Because
What
Tomb
else?
Raider, that did it. Oh, wait, it didn't. King's Quest did it. Oh, wait, it didn't. Zelda did it. Oh, wait, it didn't. Metroid totally does that. Wait, it doesn't. So for that to be the general theme of the arc of games, that's quite a stretch.
Okay.
That's two games that you were able to list, both by Sony. Right?
I can go. I can
Jesus
go look at
Christ,
his list,
My God.
and then
go look
let
at
you
his
know
list.
what he thinks. But
Because Balatro is totally like that, and that is like that. Actually,
100% like that.
Yeah, my Joker has a beard.
Yeah,
and is raising a child. And
You
I get
guys are feisty
multipliers.
tonight.
I just disagree. Like,
No,
you know.
all is Balatro
Yeah, see,
have
that's
that?
right. Elite Green is right. That's the Sony game arc. Okay, fine. But it wasn't an Uncharted. And I played that. I mean, I'm new to these games, so I would be the one who would be the most sensitive to that. They're just recycling crap and throwing it out. But Uncharted didn't do that. Horizon, whatever.
If it makes money, just that if that's the formula that makes you a lot of money, then you do it.
But Eric's article would argue that they're not putting any effort into it and they're just recycling crap. I'm just telling you that.
No.
He wasn't
saying recycling. He was just saying that a lot of games are following that themes. He likes The Last of Us and The Last of Us 2. They're good games, according to this guy. But he's just saying that there's a theme among some popular games that appears to be this arc over and over again.
But it's only those two. I can't think of another
game
that followed that
arc.
Go get you the article and you can read it.
That arc does kind of sound really cool, though.
Yeah, they should make a game like that.
Yeah, it sounds badass.
They did. It's
called Balatro.
Yeah, play the game.
But see, the thing is, Balatro sucks you in, so you're the one growing the beard.
Yeah,
raising the kid. That's like, so it's an immersive experience that you're unaware that
you start playing, and then all of a sudden you find out you've fathered three grandchildren. You know. No, I don't know, Eric. I'd like to know the list. Like, I'm curious because I can't think of games aside from those two that I've played that are like that.
Okay, I'll send it to you. You can
No, I want to talk about it now.
Okay, I can't remember
because I want to be able to call you out on the silliness.
I know you do.
If it's there. I think you made up this list just sitting here, mad that you were wrong about the Switch 2.
Sure.
Because I pointed out that you're going to buy it when Metroid is announced, and you will.
When it's an exclusive, I'm going to buy it.
And you will. You know you will. You'll be in line at Best Buy.
Not Toys R Us.
Well, you have to.
Nobody going to Toys R Us to get the Switch 2? I mean,
you'd have to go to the mall, right? Macy's is still the Toys R Us.
They don't make. Macy's is closing down here.
Oh, really?
Can't go there.
Oh no!
Darn it! Maybe Toys R Us will open up in Kohl's.
Maybe Macy's. Maybe Toys R Us will make a comeback and in their stores have a little wing that's Macy's.
That's what they did.
Ironic twist.
Right? That's what they did.
No. I'm saying it's the
Toys R Us
opposite.
is going to reopen.
Toys R Us is going to make.
And then Macy's
is going to have some home goods, but only
7 through 4 or whatever. 7 through 9 is Macy's.
Yeah.
It's a good
idea.
So
the kids can be like, "No, Dad, go buy some stuff for Mom."
What an ugly thing to say.
Yeah.
I didn't see that Macy's was closing. That's too bad. Well, I mean, I don't know if it's too bad. Anything that, it's kind of too bad.
Did you guys talking about things that are closing possibly? Do you guys buy comic books? I think Eric was buying comic books last year, right?
Used to.
With Dathan?
I haven't.
You get some.
Do you guys go to comic book stores?
I actually went and picked up a couple from Omega Frogs here in town that had opened in Lancaster, Center Street.
They didn't kick you out yet?
No. I picked up. They did a new Spider-Man Reign series.
Reign, R-A-I-N or
R-E-I-N.
Oh, Reign.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever read the first one. It was like supposed to be Spider-Man's in like his late 90s, and Venom's essentially taken over the entire planet.
Huh.
And J. Jonah Jameson is like gone to old man Peter Parker to kind of help stop Venom.
Oh, is it kind of like Old Man Logan?
Yeah, kind of. He's it was an interesting series, and so when I saw that they'd done a second one, I picked it up. But
Well,
yeah, that's the only thing that I've picked up. And
the company that distributes the comic books to the comic book stores, Diamond Comic Distributors, has declared bankruptcy. Chapter 11.
They didn't.
That's
say
not
it.
good, you guys. if you're a comic book fan, they declared it. Yeah.
I'm kind
looking
of
at the
shocked
article
comic
right
books are
now.
still a
Why did
thing
You're
Yeah.
surprised they're a thing?
in the digital era? Yeah, I'm surprised. they're
Really?
still-
I don't know. My kids like books.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, one of my kids is studying for the SAT. I said I could get you a digital guide for it, and she's like, "I actually want a book. I find it easier to study from books."
Yeah, there's a ton of research that says you retain more when you're reading, but reading
Yeah.
for knowledge versus reading for pleasure, I think, are very different things.
Yeah, but comic books are like, I mean, I'm not a comic book guy, but
Uh-huh.
but I mean, it is art as well as like it's more art, right, than it is actually sitting and reading. So I think that there's something about maybe the pulp and having all of that within your hands that makes it attractive,
Yeah, I mean that's
you know.
for me for sure, but I'm a
Yeah.
for the physical media.
Yeah.
it's the art and the writing, I think. It's both.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
well, and I mean,
Diamond goes Go ahead.
well, I was going to say you're talking about digital versus physical, and it's like, how many options are there for digital comic books? The only thing I know of is Marvel Unlimited, which is
Mhm.
like a monthly service, but it just gives you access to Marvel comics.
Right.
So it's like, well, if you want to read DC or Dark Horse or any of those other ones, where do you go to get that stuff? And maybe that's why, you don't hear people being like, yeah, if you want to read comic books in this day and age, you need to get yourself, I don't know, whatever Amazon app would be
Yeah.
comparable.
The Kindle.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, don't
and
they
I
put
could
comic books
just
on the Kindle?
I don't know.
I think they do.
Well,
think they
and
do.
I could see people being resistant to it though, because I mean, it's just like because I was in this space with digital artwork in houses and stuff like that, right? It just hasn't. People will not buy it. It
Mhm.
just doesn't. It's the one piece where technology hasn't replaced people just buying paintings,
Mhm.
right? And I mean, if you look at the frame, the Samsung frame, it looks cool when you're looking at it as in its painting mode. And they've done some cool stuff with those television sets as they are. But people haven't adopted it. They're like, I'd
Mhm.
still just rather buy a painting and hang it up.
Yeah.
Because there's something about the painting that they want, right? The art, the media itself, the medium of that is there. So I think comic books are and this is again as somebody who I don't read comic books, I don't know anything about them, but I'm guessing that there's something to that where fans of comic books just want that medium, and that's why it hasn't caught on digitally.
Well, okay. If Diamond goes under, the distributing company, that's really not good. So, I guess they've said right now that they're going to continue to operate like they always have. Diamond, they done comic books distributing, but they've also done toys. And I want to say they've done something else too that's escaping me. But yeah, they used to do Star Trek toys. You actually at the comic book store you showed that Dr. Octopus statue. Pretty sure that was a Diamond statue. So they're probably not going to have any more money to do anything like that.
Well, yeah, that's not going to be a good thing for the comic book stores out there.
one of the factors were post-pandemic, the comic book industry at large has seen a decrease in the consumer in consumer activity paired with rising costs, shrinking margins, growing expenses, and a decline in sales. So people aren't buying comic books like they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that,
Yeah.
Like, I could see that. It is kind of funny, though, because the movies have taken off like crazy. Like, you would think
Right.
that would cause some reverse, like, I want to get into this because I'm so in love with the movies. But maybe there's fatigue there. Maybe the movies are serving too big of a role in telling the story.
They watch Chris's YouTube videos and on reviews of those movies and scare them off.
Or just that it's just, fatigue from the storylines and stuff.
Genre fatigue's real. I mean,
well, they did announce this last week. They'd seen a rise in Marvel comic sales based off of the Marvel Rivals video game.
Huh.
So they've said that the video game has actually done more for comic book sales than any of the Marvel movies did.
Okay. That's interesting.
So it may be that there's, your average moviegoer is going to see the movie and doesn't really care about the comics, the backstory, and everything there.
Whereas they can't read.
That's probably true, actually.
That's why subtitle movies just do abysmally, right?
Yeah. But that might be why the video game is like actually doing more, is because people are like, oh, I want to know more about these characters.
Yeah. That's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that a video game would actually cause people to go read either. As limited of reading as there could be in a comic book, I guess. It's not completely fatiguing. It's not War and Peace.
But if you're a comic book store and you can't get your comic books from the normal distributor, what do? I guess you just buy old comic books.
There's five others, right, that are in play.
Are there?
It looked like it when I did a quick search.
Oh, okay.
So they're not the only one, but they're the largest U.S. distributor.
Gotcha.
So and they're on the East Coast. So, and I wonder if that's a thing too, like, if comic books are more of a thing on the East versus the West, that sort of stuff.
Ask Joe Cade.
I think he went to sleep.
No, I'm sure he should be. But next time he's on,
I bet comic books are pretty popular in New York City for sure. All right, moving on. What else did I have? Did you see the Bayonetta director of the Bayonetta video games said the Switch 2 leakers, I guess this is back to the Switch 2, be covered in shit for all this stuff about the Switch. Hideo, he is very, and it's. I hope that all those who leaked Switch 2 information will be cursed lives to have poo on their soles of their shoes whenever they go home. Now that I've been able to enjoy the surprise announcement, now that I've been able to enjoy
one more time
the surprise announcement of the new Okami.
Is that bad of a curse? Like, especially in Japan, you just leave your shoes at the doors anyway. So it's not like you're traipsing it in the house. It's not that bad of a curse.
I gotta look this up.
Yeah. Was this an AI generated curse? He's like, give me a curse, chat GPT, that will translate well in English. You will have dung on the soles of your shoes for the rest of your life.
But I don't know. The whole thing is, it goes back to me. Nintendo waited too damn long to announce this thing.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to be all butthurt about it. Give me a break.
Well, I mean, clearly Eric's butt hurt because it's not inventive enough. But
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Innovative,
he
yeah.
doesn't understand how neat drifting is going to be.
I don't.
It's gonna be
What
the
if
best
the
thing ever.
Switch 2
When the new
had a
Met-
beard and could raise little controllers?
There you go. It would fit with
And
the
had
arc
a
of
Mrs.
every other video
Switch
game
2.
ever.
Yeah, and had a Mrs. Switch 2. It'd be
good.
just like Tetris, the story
Yep.
of Tetris.
Which they made a movie about, I've heard. Exactly, that's the play.
And there might be a TV series in the works as well.
The Tetris TV series.
That's all I got really. There was some toy shit. If you guys want to go talk about that real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, the Mondo Clayface just got teased
Cool.
today, so I just want to say that. Damn, I hope the price point is
Ridiculously high, like all of
Not-
the other Mondo figures.
the normal price is like 200. I'm hoping this is not like 300 plus, but it looks really good. So, and the other dumb thing is IGN, cursed IGN. They are going to be the ones that reveal this thing on
Mhm.
Monday.
You won't be able to see it.
So, do I have to subscribe to IGN
You've
to
un-
watch it?
You've blocked them, right?
Yeah,
I didn't block them, but I
Oh,
unsubscribed.
okay.
you're gonna have to watch out because you're gonna get cursed with shit on your shoes.
Yeah.
Right. So, man, what the hell? But it should go, if it's like most Mondo pre-orders, it should go up 10 a.m. on Tuesday Pacific time. I don't know, Eastern, that'd be 2 or something. So anyway, we'll keep an eye on this. I don't know they haven't. We'll see what exactly is revealed on Monday, and next show we could probably go over it, and if I was able to get one or not, we'll see. But I think this is like the coolest Batman character for me.
Really?
Like from the animated
Mhm.
series, yeah. Like, I mean, who's your favorite? Because like I know like Joker's
Villain?
cool, but he's like in
I
everything.
like Mr. Freeze
Yeah, the
in
villain.
this one a lot.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze. I don't think they've done a Mr. Freeze yet. They've done they've done Harley Quinn, they've done the Joker, they've done the who's the bat, the vampire bat guy.
Morbius?
No, there's a
Man-Bat.
Man Bat. What was that?
It's his
Was
name,
it Man Bat?
Man bat.
Man Bat. They've done Man Bat. They've done Poison Ivy.
Mhm.
They've still got quite a few. I think they need to do. They need to do Killer Croc.
I thought you were making that up. There really
The
was
Mad-
a man bat.
Yeah.
Like we're sitting there and they're like, we need a new
Yeah.
character.
The writers of
we already
Batman.
have Bat Boy. What about Man Bat? Well, we already have Batman. No, we can get away with Man Bat. Let's roll with it. I seriously thought you were making that
Right.
up.
It's a real thing.
I know.
Is it blasphemy that they did do a Batman Beyond figure just last year too, which looked really cool? But I never really watched.
I wasn't a
that
Batman
show.
Beyond person.
Yeah, Chris, did you watch Batman Beyond?
Sporadically. I didn't watch the whole series, but from what I did watch, I actually thought it was pretty good. Because it's
Who was
it's
your
essentially a direct sequel to the Batman the Animated Series in a way.
Does it have a really old Batman who's got like
Yep.
a young progeny that he's bringing up to replace him? Out of curiosity.
Does he get a
You'd be
beard?
surprised that it really does. I mean, that's,
Wait,
very-
that's the
sounds very
plot of The
novel.
Sims.
Sounds very novel.
You're describing
Sounds like-
The Sims.
it-
No,
Isn't that,
so Man-Bat was actually a standalone comic before he was in the Batman universe.
Really?
Yeah, DC Comics.
Lars Higgs says Man Bat was a guy who transformed into a huge
Yeah.
bat guy. Yeah.
So then they
Right.
took that and introduced that into Batman, huh?
Wasn't there a
I have a feeling Batman came first.
Well,
wasn't
yeah,
there a Batman villain called the Calendar Man or something?
The Calendar Man.
I know the Mad Hatter.
Yeah, there was
He
a
good too. I liked him in the
a
animated
Batman villain called the Calendar Man.
Was he in the animated show?
He apparently he committed crimes only on holidays with significant dates.
Hmm. That sounds like something the Riddler would do, maybe.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Oh, and hey, his costume's a calendar. Original.
That's really weird.
All right. No, I always
All
like.
right, but
I
I'm
always
excited
like
for
the
that.
penguin.
Oh, okay. I don't know if they've done a penguin
He
yet.
was in the animated. Sir Adam West.
Yeah, I know he was. Yeah.
Oh,
I found Julie Newmar particularly interesting in the Adam West series. Yeah,
Really?
as Catwoman.
oh yes. And then
Eartha Kitt.
what was his name? Who played the Joker and wouldn't shave his mustache?
Oh, Romano. Something Romano. Cesar Romano.
Yeah. But yeah, if you actually look closely, you can see he's got the mustache. They just put
Painted
makeup
over
on
it. Yep.
It was in his contract. He wouldn't shave
yeah.
it.
Oh, wait, I forgot to mention I did beat Fallen Order before I played Belatra.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cyan knows what's up.
So Chris, the reason why I remember that was you said Act 3 is where it kind of picks up, like the final act in it.
Mhm.
I think the game got fatiguing to me because it never really picked up. And then oddly enough, it just kind of ended. I felt like it just kind of just ended and the credits rolled. And then I was like, wait, is it over? Like I had a feeling it was getting to the end, but I felt it was kind of anticlimactic.
That's how
in a way.
Disco Elysium was to me, and that's probably
Yeah, Disco Elysium was that way too.
same feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because
everybody
it
loves
gets-
that game.
It was a good game, kind of.
They probably never beat it.
I think that may be real though, Ryan, because when you
Yeah.
get to the Act 3 of Disco Elysium, it kind of flips on a weird, like
Yeah,
the whole game kind of shifts,
Yeah.
and then you start getting kind of fatigued by it,
right.
and then it does just end, and it almost
what it
seems like
feels
it's
like.
parodying the fact that it just ends.
Yeah,
Yeah. And with this one here, it's not like it was bad that it just ended, but I felt like you have your boss battle and then they throw something at you and then and then it's just over. And then I was like, "Oh, okay, I guess that was that." But it worked
Yeah,
a
'cause
little
you-
bit to where I'm kind of thinking about playing Survivor.
You kind of fought Darth Vader, and then
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to spoil it, but yeah.
yeah, the game's been out long enough. If you haven't played,
Yeah,
the
but
game,
Dathan bought it for $2. Now he just wasted it. Now he just ruined it. He's like
So
me.
stupid. I hate
Yeah. He was going to be
this.
new
So
to it
stupid. I hate this.
and then complain about the fact that there isn't fast travel. Although I don't know if that bothers you, Dathan. But yeah.
Yeah, it was the peer pressure.
Yeah,
Abel.
there's that too in the game.
I'm just
yeah.
here. I'm just here so I won't get fined. As
That
Marshall
part's
Lynch
true
would say,
too. Yep.
that's-
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Yep.
But yeah, I think you're right. It does just end. It's been so long. I played it when it first came out, so I thought there was more to it, but when you play a game for the first time and you're so excited to finish it, and then somebody else comes along and it's like, yeah, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't what you hyped it up to be. And it's like, well, in my mind, this is what happened. It was this grand adventure where I had to grow a beard and raise a child.
Yeah, you do have to raise a child in it. But I thought it was good. I didn't think it was bad.
That's in the third one. That hasn't come out.
I did think it was good. I thought it was cool. But it actually made me want to go back. And Dathan, you got this right. It kind of made me want to go back and give Survivors a try.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
I haven't played. I've played very, very little of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dathan, did you get it on Steam?
Yeah, I put it on Steam, and I fired it up on my Steam Deck. I thought my Steam Deck was going to explode because it was loud, and it was like the fan was going crazy and everything. Finally, it stopped after a while, so it was fine.
Was it?
You know what would play really good on it?
What's that?
Quattro.
Do I want to know?
Dathan, was it during the part where it has to pre-render all of the graphics?
Yeah.
Because that is like, I would be curious if you have Last of Us on that. That's the way to stress test a PC CPU cooling system. Fire up a game that has to do the pre-rendering or the pre-building of the graphics. That is so CPU intensive. It's insane. So like Last of Us is what I use that just to fire it up to see how well I've done of a paste job on a CPU. Because it will cook the CPU like instantly to 90 some degrees Celsius.
Like once the initial stuff got over, then it played. It
played just fine, and it just it quieted down once you got into the game, right?
Yeah, super quiet. Nothing went on.
Yeah, but it will.
Can you overclock the CPU on the Steam Deck?
I don't know.
I don't know if you can. Yeah.
Do you remember? I remember in high school. I guess Eric had graduated already, but we had the AP Physics class, Eric. And I can't remember that guy's the teacher's name, but we went in there and we went in after class and overclocked all his computers.
Oh yeah,
in the physics lab.
How many of them died?
And yeah, that was cool. That was the cool thing to do back in high school.
When I lived in Taiwan,
do it really easily.
It was so cold in the winter that I had a machine that I overclocked it, and then there was a program you could download to try and find new prime numbers that would just ping the CPU. Yep. And that's how I'd heat my room with my computer.
Still exists. Prime 95.
That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, no, it was Mr. Lambert, right? Is he still around? I heard he went to the West Salem High School when they opened, and that's the last I heard of him. Yeah, Mr. Lambert was cool.
Yeah, that sounds right. I never had him.
That's
but that
crazy.
Sounds right. I remember the
What
name.
did you end up, what did you get Survivors for, Dathan? Like it was because it was a better idea for you to buy it outright than to do the subscription like I tried it, right?
Oh, Survivor
or not Survivors,
Outlaws
sorry.
Outlaws or Survivors?
Outlaws. Sorry.
Outlaws I got it for PlayStation because I got it for I think brand new for $20-something, $28 or something like that.
Yeah, sorry, I keep mixing up the names. So yeah, so I'm thinking of going back in and trying Outlaws because Survivors when I finished it made me want to give that a go after they fixed it. And I remember you saying that you got it for relatively inexpensive.
Yeah, I got it really cheap. I just haven't done anything with it yet. I basically did the first couple things and then I had to take off. So I'm gonna try and get at least a few hours on Monday or on Sunday football.
Yeah.
Hey, Alikrian had the same teacher. The other cool thing that Mr. Lambert did is when you were in his class, you had to write a letter to your future self. And he would mail it to you like 10 years later. Did you do that exercise? And did you get back your letter? That was a really cool idea that he did. That I don't know exactly what it had to do with physics, but it was just.
Well, how would that work?
Cool.
I mean, where are you going to mail it?
He would hold on to all these letters.
Where's he going to mail it?
Yeah.
He put them in the
Yeah, but
mailbox.
Where to where?
It's
Address
going to go to
me where
1475
to
Aerial
where.
Way Southeast. I'm not
They,
there.
they would somehow he'd figure out where you're living.
That's kind of
now.
creepy.
Yes.
High school teachers
Yeah, no,
stalking
he-
people throughout their
he knows
life for 10
exactly.
years. I
Sounds like
wonder
the
yeah,
plot of
where Eric
every video
is.
game to me. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Eric has a beard. No, that's a
Course.
decent idea. It's a time capsule of sorts, right?
Yeah. Say we're being on a video game podcast talking about Switch 2.
Well, it's a little 10
And,
years.
Half the people here are very excited for it.
I'm just a neutral party. Like I said, I'm just here so I won't get fined. That's it. Marshawn Lynch used to say.
Yeah.
And then talking about movies, you guys, a couple of you guys have already bought tickets to Captain America already?
Yeah. I got mine today.
I didn't know you could.
Chris, you
I
already
haven't
have
got
yours
mine
too?
yet, but yeah, yesterday
Oh,
is when they put them up so you could get your tickets.
Are you guys going to get the Captain America Shield popcorn bucket?
Nope. I got too much shit as it is. I don't need any more stuff to put stuff in. Honestly, if I did get more stuff, I'd just put it in a treasure box and give it to Chris.
What if you took the Captain America popcorn bucket and you mailed it to
10 years
yourself
later. Yeah.
in the future?
No, I think I'll pass on that. I like my idea better of making a treasure box and then just giving it to Chris.
What if you had the guys? Who's the actor that plays Captain America now?
It's
You see him at these
Anthony
conventions.
Mackie.
Yeah. He could sign your popcorn.
No,
bucket.
he already signed my gauntlet, so I'm good there. Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Dang. Is he the only one that signed your gauntlet?
No, there's like 24 people.
Can we see this gauntlet?
Do we have to take a field trip now?
Just go
I
get
can't.
it.
It's behind the display case.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll take a
God.
few-
Can you open
No.
the display case?
We'll take a field
No,
trip.
it's
Shut up.
locked.
All right, let's see if I can get him bigger.
She said.
Big and enhance.
There we go.
Okay. I can't turn it around.
This is when
I
we're.
can't turn it around because my thing freezes.
That thing is
That's what she
huge.
said.
It's
So,
Thanos.
there we go.
Jeez.
There we go.
Oh, I can see one signature there.
Oh,
let me
that's
turn
cool.
on. I gotta turn on a light. Duh.
Does it light
No.
up?
There's a better light.
Thor says he's not excited for Switch
There we
2,
go.
but the wife wants it.
There we go. Yeah.
There.
Yeah, I see more of the.
Oh,
There,
dang.
over there. And then on the other side too, somewhere. Like
That's cool.
Oh God, getting too old for this.
I
Kind of.
hear you.
Yeah.
Can you
Yes.
wear it?
Yep. And they're like on the hand. And that's Josh. That's
Oh, the
Josh
pink-
Brolin right there. Right there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. Field trip's over.
And now he's just leaving. He's like, I'm done.
No, he's gone.
No,
I'm
okay.
done.
Hey, Eric, what was the Hero Quest announcement that they made?
What?
You didn't see the Hero Quest announcement?
Oh, I missed it.
You love Hero Quest.
Do I?
Hero Quest or Heroes
I
Quest?
guess it's Heroes Quest, right?
Oh,
the board
okay.
game.
No, Hero Quest.
Okay, then yeah, Hero Quest, the board game. The
Yeah.
First Light, right?
Right.
Isn't that what it was?
I don't know. What are you talking about?
Yeah. You got to go get it.
Do I?
Can you share your screen?
No. I don't have, hold on, I'm trying to figure it out. It's an introductory version of the Hero Quest game system that includes new quests. It was the idea I can't find anything that explains it. I actually was asking because I thought maybe Eric had saw the news. But I guess they're reintroducing the board game to try.
He doesn't have a TV, so he can't watch the news.
But he's got the internet. That's how he finds these ludicrous articles.
It just looks like HeroQuest. There's nothing. It doesn't look.
Yeah,
nothing
except
new
I
about it.
guess they've kind of simplified it to try to make it more something that's supposed to be more attractive to, like, entry level people into the board game thing.
Oh, I see. There's an app that runs the dungeon for you.
There you go.
So it removes the need for a DM. Okay, cool.
That's cool, right?
That's an app. That's not a new game. That's an app for a game I already have.
But okay. So they haven't redone the game at all then?
I'm just looking at the pieces, dude. I just heard about this.
Yeah, I know.
I see the same dice.
breaking
I see the same
news.
cards. I see the same board. I see the same figurines. What's new?
Ain't nobody got time for that.
You tell me. You're the HeroQuest expert. That's why I'm asking you.
I'm looking at the cards.
You DM'd HeroQuest for me just during the pandemic.
I
It was
know.
wonderful.
It was fun. Yeah, it all looks the same.
Okay. So you're gonna buy it?
No, no, the new stuff's made in Japan, made in China. I'm not gonna buy it.
I don't think it is. No, if it is, it's gonna cost us a ton.
It's all the same. The only thing, okay, the here's what's new as far as I can
Okay.
tell.
Okay.
Instead of getting figurines for most of the bad guys, you get like plastic standees or maybe cardboard standees.
Okay.
That's not cool.
That's a
And
downgrade.
And instead of actual real, 3D furniture stuff, you get cardboard tiles. That's a
Okay.
downgrade.
Downgrade.
The artwork's better, upgrade. And there's an app that it looks like it runs the DM for you, so you don't need to play that role. That's an upgrade. That's it. That's all I see.
Is
I
that
checked for
app
traps.
AI powered?
Yeah, I hope so. Right.
How do you check for traps? I check for traps. I get a stick and I check for traps.
10-foot pole.
10 football.
Tap it in front of me.
That's how HeroQuest works. Always check for traps. No, it's a good game. We should all play it.
I've forgotten how now again.
Well,
That is
There's
playing HeroQuest with Eric. The first hour is figuring out how to play again.
Yeah.
I'll play if it's on the Switch too with you guys.
We were playing on
It'll be the exclusive.
Board Game Simulator or whatever.
Yeah, Board Game Simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were playing it.
so you're saying there's an app for that?
There's an app for that.
There was an app for it, except it doesn't generate the dungeon for you. So you just sit and pick on Eric's slowness of doing
Yeah,
the
I
stuff
have
in the
I have
app
to put
during
everything on
the
board.
play session.
Yeah.
There's a life simulator where you grow a beard and then you have
That's
a kid. And it's a
That's
redemption
right,
arc.
That's right.
No, it was fun actually playing HeroQuest that way. It was a good time.
Well, you know how you change up the redemption arc is you have the kid die immediately. You pick up another kid who's somebody else's kid, and then you go through life.
Mm-hmm. Then you go through life, and the second kid is a downgrade from the first kid.
Wow.
It almost makes me want to quit playing the game because the first kid was likable and the second one not so much. That's right. That's the story arc.
Shocker.
Two-sided
That's-
board.
that's
It's got a
what changes it.
two-sided board for different dungeon layouts. That's different. Sorry, I'm still
Okay.
on.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I was curious. I thought that you may have seen the news on it. I was being genuine when I asked, like, if you
No,
saw it
I
and what it was
I-
about on it.
Hadn't seen it.
Yeah, because you're the only person I know that has HeroQuest.
Still have it.
I know.
Holy catfish!
Before we go, since Eric's busy with his HeroQuest stuff, NFL games this weekend.
Heck yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about that real quick?
Ravens.
Go Bills.
Oh, really?
Don't the Ravens play
Yeah,
the
they do.
Bills? Is that right?
Sunday night game, I think at 5:00.
Yeah.
Because we got
Who's
Not at
favored?
5. I don't. Oh, maybe it is 5 o'clock.
Oh, it's
I think.
Baltimore at Buffalo.
I think
I think
Nathan
it's,
that this.
I think it's
3:30.
Baltimore was favored by 1, I think.
Yeah.
But that may have shifted now because the weather's supposed to be really bad. like
Yeah, but
14
both
degrees
teams should
with
be
snow.
okay with that, right?
I think
Like,
it favors Baltimore a little bit more, just because the run game is
yeah. The Bills
heavy with-
rely on the quarterback more.
yeah. So
I'm gonna root for Detroit tomorrow because Adam on Twitter would come after me if I don't.
I was thinking the same thing. But we need Buffalo to win so I can keep winning my Let It Ride bet, because I said if they go all the way and win, I think we figured it out be like $300-400, and I would super chat $100 for the claw machine.
Yep.
And that's not going away. That's a thing. So yeah.
Oh, that
So
went
just
away.
so you know,
That
Dathan,
went
though, so
away.
you don't miss it like I did
What an
last
obvious
week.
thing to
The
say.
Sunday game is at 3:30 our time. The Saturday night game's at 5.
For the Bills?
Yeah, for the Bills Ravens, it's 3:30 afternoon on Sunday. Just so you don't miss it. Because
Oh,
I
yeah,
would think
that's
it's Sunday
tomorrow.
night
Yeah.
too.
Yes.
Tomorrow's game is
You're
at
correct.
5.
You're correct.
Yeah.
You're correct. I was wrong. I think it's 11 a.m. It's
Well, that's a weird
11
time.
and 3:30, right, for Sunday?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah, I think Kansas City's going to win their game. Detroit will win. Philadelphia, and then possibly Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm hoping Buffalo can take
Well,
care of
I have the futures bet still for the Ravens to make it, so I have to root for them to go.
You kidding me?
I put that bet last year, so and for Detroit as well.
Yeah, I don't-
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding
And
me?
how
I
many?
don't see the LA Rams beating the Philadelphia Eagles.
No, I don't either. But how much of the U.S. is rooting for Texas to win?
Oh, I'm sure a lot.
Like that's the funny thing about the NFL and bandwagoning, right? Is everybody's all about a team in the beginning, and then they quickly get fatigued by it when they see repeat success, and they turn on them. So it's like everybody except that area wants the opposition to win, right?
That'd be pretty amazing though if they win. 3 in
Yeah,
a row.
I think it would be cool. Like it doesn't bother me. Seahawks are out of it, so what do I care? You know.
Taylor Swift would be happy.
And I think that that's funny that people will continue to get mad about that.
Welcome to the party, pal.
And I think it's funny that Vegas puts prop bets out there for how many times she will be shown on TV.
Yeah.
There's an over under for it. I find that funny.
It is
You
funny.
know? Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we go, you guys? Anything last you want to get out about the Switch 2 or the Switch Pro, the Switch 2 Pro? We're gonna start talking about the Switch 3 now.
I saw on eBay. I saw on eBay the 1982 Sega Vector Graphics Star Trek Environmental Arcade for sale,
Really?
which
Oh.
apparently doesn't work, but just needs a new power supply. I don't know how much I believe that, but it was only $2,500, and that's one of my. If I was gonna build an arcade, that would be Tron Environmental and that one. The Disc of Tron Environmental and that one. So that
Power
was-
supplies are very, very simple and easy to get for machines like that.
yeah, that's what I
Very
that's what I
Hmm.
kind of found online.
So do you think, Dathan, that means that it's probably not that's probably not the only issue with the game then?
I'm sure that's not the only issue with that game.
No, but
40
I mean,
years old.
the power supply is obviously the main factor. If it's not going to power on, then that's
Yeah.
hey, guess what? That's number one. That's what
Yeah,
you're
you're
doing.
hosed.
So you've moved on from Tron.
I'm not saying I have
because
moved
that
on.
was
I
good.
just in the process of looking for Tron, I saw the Star Trek one, and that's my other. Those two are my that and like okay, the top three would be Tron Environmental, the Star Trek, the original Star Trek Environmental, where you sit down in the cockpit one.
There weren't very many Star Trek arcade
Not
games.
not
so,
not the
yeah.
stand up one.
That's
but
probably the
sit-down
only-
one. And then the Star Trek Environmental.
Well, I think what you need
The only other one I can think of is there was a Star Trek Voyager
No,
shoot 'em up.
rail shooters, man. You know how I
Later
feel
on.
about rail shooters.
I mean, if I had to pick my three, I mean, I know a guy who's got an NBA Jam that I'm really looking for. And
I
then,
think-
maybe
think what
NBA
you
Jam
need-
again.
Mm-hmm.
I think what
You
you
do a
need,
third
Eric,
pick?
is Sega's Time Traveler.
Time travel. What was that? Is that the holographic one?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that one's awful game. That
Yeah,
game
that's
is-
what you need, though. You need that front and center right there in your house.
What a miserable game.
It was so bad, but it didn't matter because it was a hologram, so people'd shovel out like
Oh, we
I
did.
think they wanted
watched-
75 cents a play, right?
Yeah, at the nickel arcade. So you had to
Yeah.
like shove that many nickels.
I know.
Oh man, I forgot all about that one.
Yeah.
I never actually played it, but I
Oh, you
saw.
didn't? It was too
No.
expensive?
No, I remember seeing people play that at the Oregon State Fair. They had that arcade
Really?
tent,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and they had one.
Yeah, I
of
remember. I love that arcade tent they had.
those,
Used to have there.
and I remember like seeing somebody play it, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cool hologram," but I was like,
Uh-huh.
"I have no interest in this."
Yeah.
And then
I
I
don't
walked
even
over and
remember
played
what the
Mortal
gameplay
Kombat 2.
was. Yeah, I don't even remember what the gameplay was. I just remember that it was a hologram and that it looked awful.
If I remember correctly, it was very much like the Dragon's Lair. You press a direction and press a fire button, and that was it.
Yeah. That would make sense, right? Because it was all live action.
It was all live action. Yeah.
Yeah.
That trend did not keep up. That was I think the one and only, right? Hologram game.
Awful.
Yeah, well, you need it. It'll be pretty neat.
Any other final thoughts, you guys?
I'm gonna go see Wolfman this weekend, so see how
nice.
that
Let us know how that
turns
is.
out.
Oh,
Uh,
you gonna do a video?
Yeah, I'll do a video on that one.
Is it about? Is the movie about like growing a beard and then you have kids? And then there's a
I'd see
redemption
that.
arc.
Story arc of all the
Yeah.
movies now.
If you haven't had a chance to see it, I would recommend Better Man. It's in the theaters right now. It's about Robbie Williams. But
Travis, are you a 12th man? Thor KC
You
wants
can't
to
call
know.
No,
it 12th man. You
Yeah.
have to call it the 12s.
Yeah, no, I'm not a 12. I was a fan before
piss 'em off.
before that was a thing, really. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
same. But you can't call him 12th man. That's a Texas A&M thing now.
Yeah, it's Texas A&M thing now. They got a copyright on it, right?
Yep.
But don't the Seahawks have to pay royalties every year to Texas A&M for just using that?
Not
12?
anymore.
Not anymore.
No, because they're
Not
no, 'cause
anymore?
because the Seahawks they use it. I think they had to pay him for 1 year, and now the Seahawks are known as the 12s.
Yeah, but Thor, I was
Okay.
a fan before that because growing up here, if you were picking geographically which team to kind of have a rooting interest in, it felt like we were split evenly distance-wise, even though we weren't. But I was a stupid kid in middle school or whatever. Between Seattle and San Francisco, and since everybody liked San Francisco because they were good or whatnot, I just picked Seattle. And then later, music and stuff was better from Seattle. So that was just kind of how I came into liking that team.
Should we make an offer here?
No,
There
we
it
have to get
is.
the claw machine first.
Well, yeah. And actually, I found a claw machine at the Safeway out here by my house, Eric. They have one there, right by the
An
entrance.
arcade one up one.
Not an arcade one up one.
Oh, okay.
This
Well,
one's
that's what we're
more
talking about.
legit. So if enough of us get together and they're not looking, because they don't look at that entrance a lot, I think we could just take it.
Bum rush the show.
Yeah. My final thoughts were I think that Patrick Mahomes, if you listen to the post-game interview after he wins, I think he's gone to speech therapy or like vocal coaching. His voice has changed. I've noticed in these post-game press conferences. He doesn't have the Kermit the Frog voice that he used to have. Like he's not all like this every time now. It's different now. Now it's like very smooth. And so I wondered, like, the great Tom Brady went and got hair plugs when he got good, and several other NFL players have. I wondered if Patrick Mahomes went and got vocal coaching.
What's this one, Chris? You're sending me now. Let's see.
It's eBay.
We're just buying things on eBay.
Yeah, see, there you go. Oh well, that's
It's
That was
tiny
for the PlayStation 2.
glasses.
3D glasses.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You need the real game.
Yeah, you can't find the arcade game is the problem. I tried to look for it.
Did they make like 5?
Oh no.
One was like Oregon State. Some carny bought it and just traveled around with it. In that
Or
pop-up
Sega
tin.
was so ashamed by it, they're just like, we need all these back. You can't have them anymore.
Mhm.
That is interesting that you can't find any.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by it, but I was like, oh, I guess they did port it over to the PlayStation 2. So for those people who really want to experience the time traveler.
Yeah, there you go, Thor. You know, that's a good reason there, and so now you can bond, and it's for you. That's cool because the team's on a win streak here, so it's cool to be able to move to a city and have the instant success kind of.
So I should move to Cincinnati. Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, because they won't have success, right?
No, they won't.
Yeah, no, that would just be a sad thing.
They're gonna get crushed.
Yeah, you would move there in hopes, and then it would just not be good.
Yeah.
All right. On that note, thank you guys for watching. We got 25 people apparently watching right now, so I thank all of you.
I hired 23 bots.
Join us on Discord. Yep, a couple of I guess NES Gaming Legend. I think that's Dathan. You have a Twitch account.
Oh yeah, I actually finally linked that because I had one and I kind of forgot.
That's cool. So yeah, Dathan's on Twitch, so I'll have to follow you, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna be watching the video just over. That's all you're gonna be. It's just gonna be watching this again.
Right.
Do you stream gaming and stuff like that on it, Dathan?
No, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Even God needs a break every once in a while. So
No, you don't have time for that nonsense.
no.
But Chris does streaming games. Chris, you doing anything this week on your channel?
If I have time, I try to do it Wednesdays at 3:00.
You don't have a plan. You just do things by
I just when I try to
seat
when
of
I
your
try to
pants?
schedule things, life happens. Life finds a way,
Mhm.
and so it's
All right. Just stay
Yeah.
tuned. All right. Thank you, Thor, for staying up with us. And hey, we'll see you guys next week. We'll see. Next week, guys, the Xbox showcase is here, so we get to be critical of Xbox. Does that sound
What
fun?
day is it? Thursday?
I believe it's Thursday. Yeah, we should have some Doom, the new Doom game, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, me too.
Avowed, Chris. That's Chris's Avowed.
There's supposed to be a secret game reveal.
What I heard is Final Fantasy.
Oh,
We'll see. All right. That's all I got. Thanks for watching.